Hey guys, so today we are going to be breaking down Ultra Golden Frieza's abilities. Feels crazy to even say that. We just recorded the reaction to the reveal for the character, and now we're going to take a look at what the character does. As normal, we are going to read the yellow text because it gives us an understanding as to what the design philosophy is behind the character. For this video, because I am obviously in a different setup, I'm actually on the road, I'm on vacation right now, but we had to get the videos in for Ultra Golden Frieza, of course. I'm not going to be able to zip through the different the different characters. I usually like to pull up characters that have similar mechanics to the new character, but for this one, I'm not going to be as adept moving through the different windows. So I think we'll skip doing that for this one. Okay, so Ultra Golden Frieza is here and able to turn the tides when health reaches 0 with comeback. Looks like a new mechanic. Alrighty, so strength number 1, super powerful new ability, Comeback. This new ability allows you to remain undefeated even when health reaches 0, then launch a powerful counterattack. So it sounds to me, just based off of that wording, that this is going to act very similarly to purple LF Cell's death AoE, but you're actually not going to die when it goes off, which is insane. After counterattacking, a variety of effects will activate, such as nullifying your own unfavorable element factors. Okay, so he's going to go type neutral. Reduce your enemy's ki, seals their main ability, and destroys their cards. Yeah, it sounds very similar to Cell's death AoE. So you'll be able to keep going strong even after comeback activates. Keep in mind that Golden Frieza's substitution counts will be reduced by 5 every time the enemy uses an Ultimate Arts or Rising Rush, making it easier to swap in, take powerful attacks head-on, and then activate comeback. Make good use of this ability to get yourself out of a pinch and seize victory. So that's strength number 1. Strength number 2, even enemies on standby aren't safe. Use special move arts and comeback to inflict extreme bleed. Your enemy will keep losing health even if they return to standby. The ultimate arts will inflict a portion of the damage on enemy members on standby. Use the main ability after activating comeback to nullify your own favorable element factors and power up his ultimate arts even more. So after you activate comeback, it sounds like you're going to be able to go type neutral with the main ability, it sounds like. We'll see. So yeah, he has AoE ultimate. It kind of looked like he did from the reveal. I mean, it's similar to Super 17's ultimate, right? Additionally, when faced with an enemy, you'll increase their blast arts cost by... When faced with an enemy, you'll increase their blast arts cost by 60. By 60. 6-0. Do they maybe they meant to type 06, but that says 6. Okay. Which will give you the upper hand when you're up against Blast Arts focused fighters like Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Legends Limited Super 17. That is certainly what the game needs right now. Experience the overwhelming strength of the resurrected evil Emperor Ultra Golden Frieza for yourself. He is purple. I've seen a lot of people saying that they thought he was going to be, green. I mean, I understand why. We had a lot of green LOE Zenkais recently. We had the green Golden Frieza Zenkai, and then we had the green Cooler Zenkai, which made a lot of sense that we potentially could get a green LOE character. But they did decide to go with purple. I personally think purple is the best color for not just LOE as a team. I don't think purple was the weakest color for LOE. But I think purple right now is what the game needs the most, right? The game is dominated by Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and LF Super 17. So if we can get a release, maybe not necessarily the best possible color for LOE, but the best possible color that will impact the game right now, I think is what we need. So, to be honest, I think LOE is in such a spot right now where we actually could just use any color. It doesn't really matter what this guy's color was going to be. The interesting thing about him is he is actually on sagas from the movies, so this, I believe, is the first Golden Frieza that we've gotten that is actually not from the Dragon Ball Super saga. It's actually a movie character. And then, of course, he's on Frieza Force, Transforming Warrior, Lineage of Evil, and Powerful Opponent. Alrighty, let's go ahead and check out his Z ability. So at 14 stars, he's getting 5% to blue card damage for Powerful Opponent. And then 42% to Powerful Opponent or Movies, Strike, Attack, and Defense. Okay, it's not even buffing LOE with the Z ability. Interesting. So they're going more of a movies take with him. That is relevant because, although Powerful Opponent would typically include most of the LOE characters, remember, Goku and Frieza is not a Powerful Opponent unit. Because that Frieza is not, that term of power, Frieza, is not technically classified as a Powerful Opponent. So they would not be afflicted or affected by the Z ability, unless, of course, he's in the leader slot, which I think is going to happen most of the time anyway. So it's not that big of a deal, but I figured just point it out. Ultra ability is going to be powerful opponent. Okay, cool. So again, looks like they're positioning this guy to be more of a powerful opponent. You know, his home is going to be more so powerful opponent as opposed to Lineage of Evil. Looks like. All right, so he does have blast armor. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10% of damage received for 15 timer counts on hit. Okay, so it's that plus blast armor. And then blast card, although not an effect on blast cards tech generally. He holds a blast card that will increase blast damage inflicted by 20%. Okay, so that's a card that one of the cards that he holds. The blue card. So we know this is a melee-based blue card. On hit, the special move is guaranteed to inflict extreme bleed, which will help chip away your enemy's health. Make sure to unleash this special move arts on someone you want to take out quick. Deals massive slice damage, falling effects, karma activation. 50% is a lot. Just baseline 50% special move damage. Minus 50% health restoration for 10 timer counts. By the way, that's on activation, which is, it makes a difference, right? Getting health restoration debuffs when you activate this as opposed to when you land this makes a big difference, because it means that if you hit a character with endurance, let's just say, for example, and you activate their endurance with this blue card, they're going to be healing 50% less from their endurance heal. So this does make a big difference. And then 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed, and then it does, of course, have blast armor. I think this is an AoE green card based off of what we saw from the thing, but let's just see. The special arts will really come in handy as it can restore key, draw new cards, and nullify your enemy's special cover changes. Don't forget that the amount it restores the vanishing gauge and charges the unique gauge depends on the number of defeated battle members. Okay. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own key by 50. 20% damage inflicted for 10 counts. Okay, maybe it's not an AoE green. It looks like it was an AoE green from the trailer, but maybe it's not. Okay, so he's drawing a full hand, he's getting key back, he's getting a damage buff, and he's getting cover null for 10 counts. Also applies the following effects to self based on the number of defeated battle members. Vanishing gauge by 50% and charges unique gauge by 20%. So it's going 50, 60, 70 for the vanishing gauge, and then for the unique gauge, it's going 20, 25, and 30. Okay. I mean, most of the time you're going to be activating the first effect, right? The 50% vanishing gauge and then unique gauge by 20%. So this is, I mean, this looks like, I guess it's just going to be a stop time green card effect. But a stop time green card effect that gives you 50% vanish and gives you, I mean, we'll have to check what his unique gauge is going to be, but that could be very good because it's not just giving you the vanishing gauge back. It's giving you a lot of other effects as well. All right, so the ultimate. On hit, the Ultimate Arts card will even deal a portion of the damage to enemy members on standby. It's even more powerful if you use it if you use the main ability after activating Comeback and nullify your own unfavorable element factors. So he does have Supreme Explode damage. Explode damage is pretty rare, actually. We are starting to see some characters that actually have additional damage reduction versus certain damage types. Usually explode damage is not, I believe, is not normally included in those damage types. So that's a niche thing that we should mention, but it is something that exists. So upon activation, he gets 50% to ultimate damage. Restores health when it reaches 0 effects nullified. So he's going to nullify endurance. Minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts. A portion of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby on hit. Then his blast armor. This is an instance where I would like to pull up like LF Super 17's ultimate and just check and see if the wording is the same. Does his also say a portion of the damage? I can't remember what the exact wording is for Super 17, but if you compare the wording on this as to LF Super 17's ultimate, it should give you a good idea as to how much of the damage that this deals that's going to be affecting the standby battle members, but I'll check later. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the main ability here. If you use the main ability after activating Comeback, you'll nullify your own unfavorable element factors. Okay, so it sounds like this is like a develop character. Which, what I mean by that is they want you to fulfill some conditions with him first before you activate all of his other mechanics. Draws the Ultimate Arts card, Emperor Death Crusher, 30% health and 50 key, cancels enemy attribute upgrade. Okay. The following effects also occur if this character's special action that activates when health reaches 0 has been activated. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 15 counts, and that's offense as well. So this is a purple character that can go type neutral against yellow. Yellow right now. I mean, Super Baby 2 is like the only... Like, if I'm just sitting here thinking, like, who is the most influential yellow character right now? There's not a ton because it's tough being a yellow character right now. Super Baby 2 is very good. Not a lot of people use him. But I think one of the main reasons why not a lot of people use a ton of yellow characters right now is more so just due to the fact that there's no purples, right? So maybe this character coming out and being like a monstrous purple unit could actually shift things or shift the environment into people wanting to be more inclined to use yellow characters. We'll see. But as of right now, I can't really think of like any super prominent yellow unit. Maybe I'm just blanking, but Super Baby 2 is a very good yellow unit. We'll see if maybe he gets more use with this guy coming out. Reduce enemy ki by 50. Okay. Yeah, type neutral offensively and defensively is pretty good. Alright, so unique ability number 1. Every time this character is faced with an enemy, you'll reduce their ki recovery by 50% and increase their blast cost by 6. That's insane. And by the way, we also know from the trailer that he does have a blast cover change, which will really hamper their ki-based abilities and keep enemy combos at bay. Yeah, so Super 17 can't just, solo everything. Conversely, your own combos will be unstoppable, as Golden Frieza will nullify the enemy's reduced ki effects when entering the battlefield. Okay, so it's similar to Ultra Janemba. When on standby, the character substitution counts will be shortened by 5 if your enemy uses his special move arts, ultimate arts, or rising rush. So try to take powerful attacks with Golden Frieza and then counter it with comeback. Let's see what we got here. Applies the following effects self when the battle starts. He gets his full unique gauge automatically. Okay, so we'll have to check and see what the unique gauge actually does. 170% damage. I believe that's the same as Gohan, right? Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. 107. That's just. I mean, that just looks ridiculous on paper, right? 170% damage inflicted. Card draw speed by 1 level. Reduce damage speed by 70%. 100% to unique gauge charge rate for 90 counts. So for half of the fight, he's getting double the charge rate for his unique gauge. And then minus 10% to special move arts cost, nullifies attribute downgrades for 60 counts. That is a very solid set of just like baseline mechanics. The only thing I did not see is cost reduction on strike and blast cards or ki recovery, right? There's no ki recovery in there, so I'm going to be keeping my eye out for that. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield, restores ki by 30. Okay, there's ki recovery. And then he obviously has ki reduction effects nullification, but it's only for 5 counts, which, I mean, it's a powerful thing, so I understand. Following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy. Okay, so he gets 15 more ki. So he's technically going to gain 45 ki when he enters the battlefield because he's getting 30 when he enters, and then he's getting 15 when he's faced with an enemy, which is going to activate at the same time. 20% strike damage for 10 counts. So he's entering the battlefield and basically immediately getting 190% strike damage. Yeah, this is insane. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 60 to blast arts cost for 3 counts. And then minus 50% to ki recovery for 3 counts, or for 5 counts. That's going to be pretty good against Gohan, against Super 17. Following effects occur when this character performs a vanishing step. Randomly draws 1 new card, remove 3 fewer cards, reduce ki by 30, reduce enemy ki by 25, and then they get minus 1 to arts per draw speed level for 10 counts. Shortens own sub count by 5 when enemy activates a special move arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on standby. Alright, unique ability number 2. There's a lot of yellow text here. Okay. Well, let's see, because this is going to be like the unique gauge and the comeback mechanic. This character has a special cover change against blast arts costs, or blast arts attacks. But the most impressive feature is the new ability Comeback, which will allow you to not only remain undefeated when health reaches 0, but also launch a counterattack. After counterattacking, you'll be able to limit your enemy's options by reducing their ki by 100, sealing their main ability, destroying their cards, and more. Yeah, oh, and more. Yeah, they couldn't even list all of it. Okay. Plus, you'll get an uncancelable nullification for your own unfavorable element factors for damage received, so you'll be able to stand strong against elements you'd normally be weak to. This character also has a unique gauge, and when it's full, you'll have 2 level total boost to card draw speed, and you'll get a 70% increased... Oh, there's the key recovery, okay. And we know that this is going to kick in right away because he, at the start of the fight, gets his full unique gauge automatically. These effects will make it much easier to string together a stunning combo, and if you can withstand enemy attack, the unique gauge will be consumed to recover health and draw a green card, okay? This is a character with tons of ways to take enemy attacks and then hit back even harder. Alright, so there is the cover change against blast cards, comboable with blue card. Remain undefeated, and the following effects occur when own health reaches 0. Activates once. 30% damage inflicted for 2 counts. Oh, so these are the things that activate basically for just the counterattack, essentially. So 30% damage nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 2 counts. So he's going type neutral. Deals massive pierce damage. Pierce damage, I feel like, is also one of those damage types. It's not really typically like mitigated additionally. The damage from this attack cannot cause the enemy to be defeated. This effect cannot be activated by enemies' self-destruct attacks. This effect will not activate in hyperdimensional co-op or full power battle. So the interesting thing about this, and what's most, I don't want to say alarming to me, but what I'm thinking is going to be very, very powerful, is the fact that he actually is going to go type neutral on this. Because typically what ends up happening is when you have characters like this that have death AoEs, or like, you know, yellow Tapion, green Magenta, the purple Cell, a lot of times what you want to do is you want to kill them with characters that have type advantage. Because what that means is you're going to have type advantage over the damage that they're going to deal to you, and you're going to take less damage. Well, even if you kill this Golden Frieza with a yellow character, you're still taking type neutral damage on this, which is really, really... I think that's actually going to matter a lot. I think it's going to matter more than people realize right now. Following effects occur after the attack hits. Restores on health by 50! 50%! That's way... I was expecting like 30. 50. Is this literally just not just a better revive? This is actually just a POWERCREPT revive. Right? Am I crazy? Is this not just a POWERCREPT revive? This actually kind of changes things because... you know what? I'll continue. I'm going to talk about this at the end. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained permanently. This is permanent. Actually permanent. Defensive type neutral permanently. 100% to own unique gauge charge rate for 30 counts. So... Okay, so if you... What's the best way to... So if you have your... What is this called again? The comeback? Oh, it's called comeback. If you have the comeback mechanic triggered within the first 90 counts, you're going to have 200% to unique gauge charge rate. Right? Because right at the beginning... it's down here, actually. He already has 100% to unique gauge charge rate for 90 counts. So within this 90 count window, if he has the comeback mechanic triggered and he has the effect activate, he's going to get 30 seconds of 200% unique gauge charge rate, which obviously is very good. Shortens allies subcount by 10. That's really good. Destroys all of your enemy's cards, reduce enemy key by 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed, -1 card draw speed level, and then seals all their main abilities. Okay. Sure, it's a lot of stuff. Alright. While this character is on the battlefield, charge his own unique gauge. That is Super Vegeta's unique gauge, right? Charge his own unique gauge. I think it's going to charge... Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, again, this is something I would pull up normally, but I think Super Vegeta's wording is great, or rapidly. I think it's rapidly charges unique gauge. This is just charges, but he can triple the charge rate of that. Applies the following effects to self when unique gauge is full. 30% damage, card draw speed. Yeah, dude, this is where this character is insane. 30% damage, card draw speed, 70% key recovery, and then -5 to all arts cost. That is what Super Vegeta is missing. Is exactly this. If Super Vegeta had this, I'm telling you guys, he would be a different character. Completely different character. this is, I mean, this is obviously them sort of acknowledging that that's what he needed by putting that on this one. Don't forget, this Frieza is getting all this immediately. Right, Frieza gets all this immediately because he has the full gauge. When the battle starts, he fills up his unique gauge instantly. So he's basically entering with like 220% strike. He has double card draw speed. He has all this key recovery, the cost down. Like he has everything. Cancels on attribute downgrades in normal conditions after enemy attack is over. Okay, so he's not going to get afflicted by like paralysis and stuff. If unique gauge is full, it resets to 0, and the following effects also occur. Oh, so his unique gauge gets reset by getting hit. But the wording on this is enemy attack is over, which means that if you get tap attacked or tap blasted, tackled, anytime you get touched by the opponent, it's going to activate this. So if you're Super 17 and you go for, you know, the patented Super 17 quick attack blast strategy, you're going to activate his unique gauge. He's going to heal by 15%. Effect will not activate if own health reaches 0 after enemy attack is over. Okay, obviously he's not gonna heal when he dies. Duh. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws a special arts card next, and then reduce enemy key by 30. So he's gonna guaranteed draw 2 green cards when his gauge is broken twice, which we know is good because the green card seemed really good actually. I thought it initially was an AoE green card, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Because he's going to just start building up his unique gauge again with the green card. He's getting key back, drawing a full hand, damage, cover nullification. I mean, I would say the only quote-unquote weakness of this character is the fact that he only gets cover null on green card. That's the only like hole I can really see right now here. But I guess my final thoughts on the character, and the reason why I made the comment earlier that this kind of changes things for LoE especially, is because I really thought that we basically needed them. We needed them to Zenkai Revival Frieza. That's basically what we needed. And the main reason why is because he does so much for the team. He's supporting, but the most important thing is the revive, right? The revive, he goes type neutral, he has Dragon Ball Destruction. Like, he's an invaluable character almost. But I mean, I didn't think they would give us an Ultra character that essentially has not only just a revive, but this is a better revive, right? I mean, this is a revive mechanic that doesn't get, you know, punished by Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. This is not a mechanic that can get nullified. I mean, we only have one character right now in the game that can nullify revives, but at some point we're going to get more than that. But this is essentially just a POWERCREPT revive. I mean, it's insane, right? Think about like Goku and Bardock have their indestructible mechanic. That's basically just a POWERCREPT endurance. This is a POWERCREPT revive. I was not expecting that on an Ultra character. I don't think people understand how impactful this is going to be. This is going to be very, very strong. This comeback mechanic. Look at all this. Look at all it's doing. Look at this. This is ridiculous. It's insane. I mean, it's not an AoE, right? But I'm going to be interested in seeing how much damage this actually does. The fact that it's type neutral is really good. I think just the fact that this character overall is a purple unit is very, very good. We really needed that. But overall, I don't really have... Oh yeah, you know what I was thinking about earlier? Because I was trying to think, like, what yellow character is not... Like, what yellow characters are prominent right now? UI Goku is the one. UI Goku could definitely be a problem here. But the thing with UI Goku is, like, does UI Goku just get crushed by this? Right? I mean, does he die? Like, he's not going to... Obviously, he can't die to this, but, like... Type neutral. Massive damage, extra damage buffs here. He's gonna get decimated by these effects. So if you're UI Goku, and let's just say you activate this Frieza's comeback mechanic as UI Goku, number one, you can't kill this Frieza as UI Goku, right? I mean, essentially what you can do as this Frieza is you can trade your comeback mechanic for UI Goku's lock-in. And a lot of times it might even be worth doing that as the Frieza player, right? You make them use the lock-in early, and you essentially permanently cripple their UI Goku with how much damage this is going to do. So that's crazy. And then you're going to go type neutral defensively permanently. You're going to be... You have the option to go type neutral offensively with the main ability. I think he looks pretty good. He doesn't look like, you know, just speaking honestly here, I don't think he's looking like the undisputed best character in the game by far. I mean, it's not that's not the case, but I think people are going to heavily underrate this. And obviously, you know, I'm not going to be able to tell how good it is until we get access to the character in game and try him out for ourselves. But this guy seems insane. He really does. I think he's looking really. He's not gapping the game in power creep. He's not like, oh my god, he makes Ultra Gohan look like a child. Like, I don't think that's the case. I mean, he has type advantage over him, which is good. But I actually do think this is a character. If enough people use him and summon for him, that actually can affect the environment of the game. So, looks very good. Let me know down below what you guys think of Ultra Golden Frieza. Hope you guys enjoy. It comes out tomorrow, I think. And I will see you all in the next one.